what's going on, do you know?
Okay, so he's gonna pretty much set it up in the way that he feels like it's the recommended thing he would do on a setup like this. Because if you do keep the current ride height you have now, you won't have enough preload on the spring to actually get the benefit of the damper, so you'll be like bouncing around and stuff. So he said just have a go after he's done with it, and then they'll do like a temporary alignment. And if it feels good, it's good to go. Like it won't be too low. It'll probably drop by like 2 centimeters.
Really?
Right.
Okay. So it'll look better.
It'll look better.
Alright.
You just have to do more aggressive angles when you go up ramps. In Japan, we don't have so many like on ramps here, like going up into shops and stuff.
I think really the thing is when you're going into a parking lot, a lot of the ramps or an underground parking lot, I've seen people actually come out with rulers to make sure your car can fit on
You'll
the
have
trays.
to make sure. And you know, you're gonna scrape.
Yeah.
I scrape everywhere, so it's fine.
I'm really excited because these were actually shipped from California, from KW's Coilovers facility. They built them there, straight here to Sunbeam in Japan. So this is actually where you get your cars worked on.
Yeah. So for my BMW, the GTR and the Porsche, I always come here. They are like the most reputable, you know, suspension, handling, alignment, setup shop. They're specialized on wheels, tires, fitment, suspension, alignment, braking. So anything to get a car to handle and be like, you know, good on track.
And then so much of that comes from their experience doing time attack. They have time attack builds.
Yeah, you saw their E46 downstairs. So they have a CSL they built for track use. And they've collaborated with so many other shops in Japan. Like other shops that maybe do engines, they'll come here for the alignments and suspension setups.
So let's check out the dampers. These actually, because these are like the production versions that you'll be able to buy for your R34 GTR or any GTR, or at least the R32, R33, and R34. These are actually different than yours.
Yeah, so mine first of all don't have the piggyback tank on the rears, and I think they're based on a Club Sport damper, so I think they're a bit harsher than these would be. And then I noticed that the actual lower mount here, yours is welded, where mine actually screws on, so I can actually vary the length. Other than that, they look pretty similar.
Yeah, because what these are, because my goal with the car, it's not like a track-only car.
Yeah.
Right? I drive it 99.9% of the time on the street, and then, you know, just that 0.1% time we'll go to the track, we'll go to Fuji Speedway or wherever where we're actually going on Monday after we install these.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see the difference versus...
It'll be a completely different car. You'll be amazed. It just needs it so much. Like, you'll be able to, you know, take so much more speed into corners, power out easier, and, you know, you have much better tires now compared to when you picked up the car, so I think you'll have a ton of fun. Provided it doesn't snow like last year.
Yeah, hopefully it does. But yeah, these look great. Can't wait to get them put on. And then at the same time, the Sunbeam guys are going to let me kind of poke around while I install my Type S LED lights. I still have to convince Dino to put some lights on his car. Don't you want to twin more? Like twinning? Come on.
Yeah, you know what? My son has convinced me. Because I showed him a picture of what underglow is. He's like, oh my god, you have to do it. I was like, okay.
I'll send you a brand new kit so you can put it on here. And then next time I come to Japan, when my car's fully restored, then we can go cruising. I'll run like the rainbow, underglow, whatever. You can run whatever color you want. How is this Tokyo?
I know, it's crazy, right?
This is crazy. Look at this.
You can get a good idea of the kind of stuff that they deal with.
Look.
Refining cars here.
Look, Starbucks is just right across the street. Get some coffee, get some gas. But I just can't believe how nicely laid out this is. It looks like a coffee shop.
Coffee shop. Sorry.
It's so clean. Look at the wall of BBS wheels.
He said on a clear day you can actually see Mount Fuji, like right there. Starbucks.
Oh, right there.
Very cloudy today.
Oh yeah, I could see it kind of. Yeah. Oh. This is really neat. Oh my goodness. Look at these seats. What a display. Amazing. Splitters. What a shop.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, right?
This is more like a lounge than anything, like
it's
a
cool place to chill. And this is what they're really famous for. Like I mentioned, they're like the suspension specialists. So if you need to really refine your car for track use, you come here, you get their bushings. And
oh, they actually manufacture these.
Yeah.
They actually design these.
Yeah, of course they kind of like specialists for BMWs, but they'll do pretty much any car.
Check it out. So that's a E92 subframe, like already done up with their bushings and everything.
You need that for your R34.
Yeah, I
You need
guess.
this for your R34. Actually, you need this for all your cars.
I guess.
The entire chassis of your Lexus.
Look, just look at the showroom though. Look, you can literally walk up here and you're like, hey, I want this crazy carbon fiber splitter.
You know what this is? This is actually just an art gallery with a shop underneath. That's what it is.
Look at this. This is a...
So this is the track car, the CSL, right? So they have 4 more CSLs, and they're gonna bring out the street car later on, which sits on their E88 BBS Motorsport wheels. Apparently it looks sick, so we get to see that as well.
This is crazy. Look at this.
So you can see all their orange, like lightweight pulleys,
Yeah.
and if we can lift it up later.
What is even going on? I don't even know what's going on here, but...
Yeah, we'll have
Look
to
at this.
ask if he doesn't have to explain. But I'm pretty sure this is the stock carbon fiber airbox that the CSL comes with. They've done something else here, because usually it has like a big flap. I'm not sure. We'll ask.
Wow. Look at this car. Look at the arrow.
Yeah.
And it's plated too. I couldn't imagine driving this. Got a Varus bonnet. I couldn't imagine driving this on the streets here in Japan. Nice bolts. I love the Japanese flair on something like this.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the way that the Japanese people do import cars is just as interesting as the way they do domestic cars. Like, they get them to sit just right, and, you know, little details on point, just to get them maybe, you know, 10% up on looks and handling, and they just always end up looking so good. Plus, especially if they're running on Japanese wheels.
Yeah, I know. I think it's great. I love the red. I think it looks really nice. And the wide body is just right.
And it's got Super GT AP Racing calipers. It's like an insane brake setup.
You know, with the limited amount of space, I just think it's so cool that they set this up just for success.
Yeah.
What a
I love the lights as well. Like,
yeah.
Even when it gets dark, it's like super bright in here.
What a nice scene. I cannot stress enough how much I love this shop.
And we are in the center of Tokyo.
Yeah, they make the most of the space that they have here.
And they've been around for, I'll have to ask, but I think it's like 50 years, if not more.
This is no joke. This is a full-on race car. Forget it being a street car at all. Look at that. Alcantara all over the place. It's kind of like half gutted. Oh my god, look at the arrow. That arrow is nuts. I gotta talk to them about this a little more. But it looks like it's running 295 30 18 Yokohama Advan AO52s square setup on it. I'm sure this thing rips. Crazy thing is it's left-hand drive. It has a IRP shifter, which is the same thing that I run on my 350Z. Look at the door panels on this. Whoa. That is a serious track car. This is running yokes too. Oh, this is even crazier. This has like a full-on roll cage. This is even more nuts. Forget what I said about that being a full-on track car. This is a real full-on track car that is plated for the street. Oh, this is running AO52 also, but look how much meat. Oh, that's why it's running 295 35 18s. This is exactly what I run on my Supra. So the owner of Sunbeam, Fukura-san, just pulled up in this E46 CSL. This is like perfect spec, honestly.
Amazing.
M3 CSL. Alright. Look at this carbon. This is all stock, huh?
Have you ever been in a CSL?
No, I've never been in. How, like, are they pretty common or?
No, they're super rare. The really rare ones are, oh no, wait, I don't even know if they made manuals of these. So it's an old style transmission, so there's a bit of a pause in the shift.
Mm-hmm. But for the time, it was pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Although insane. I think under power, it should be pretty good.
Mm-hmm. It sounds really good too.
This on a track would be fun.
Yeah, this would. I mean, this would be a fun track car for sure.
So you can shift it like this too, yeah.
Yeah. But like at the time, this was a pretty early version of this, right? Because this is.
Yeah, this would have been what, 2001 or 2?
There's 4 CSLs here.
This one has 10,000 kilometers on it.
Oh, it's like a brand new car.
It's insane.
So many CSLs. This is like a CSL factory over here. 1. We got 2 here. This looks more stock. And then this one is the one that's like brand new. And then there's a CSL in there as well. They sure do love their E46 CSLs. What's insane to me is the amount of crazy BMWs that are showing up here at Sunbeam. They specialize in suspension, they specialize in time attack cars. They brought out this really insane BMW M4. It's funny because he's like, it is just as fast as the GT3 Cup cars on Fuji Speedway, and it's the fastest BMW M4 at Fuji. And I asked them, what time does it get? And of course it just says it right here, 1 minute 44 seconds, which is blazing fast. It is running Yokohama Advan AO50s, which are very, very, very sticky tires. Man, it barely fits this thing. This is so clean. You know, it reminds me, it looks like a BMW factory race car. How clean it is. Everything is so, like, done so well. Everything. Oh, lightweight dashboard. But the way everything is mounted, even there's like a little thing for your key. It's so clean. Oh. Of course, it has the AIM lap counter. That's what I'm gonna install on my GR86 time attack car. Nice carbon Kevlar Recaro seat, full on race seat. Here's the AIM HD camera that you can use to watch your lap times. Oh, this is cool. They put like Alcantara back here, so then there's no reflection, so you can actually see through the back, because it's super annoying, especially it being all white. There's basically no way to see through this when the sun hits it. 605 horsepower to the wheels this thing makes. Oh, of course, CSF, water to air, intercooler. This would be great to see on Fuji Speedway. This would be great to see at the track. Of course, it being a full-on race car, it has really, really, really lightweight doors. My goodness. What a car. With all the lightweight components, including the fenders, the hood, all the carbon fiber bits, of course gutting it, and then them adding some weight back in with the cage, and of course the lightweight doors, they were able to take out 200 kilograms of weight. You gotta just love Japanese wheels on a German car. I've seen a lot of Skylines run BBS wheels, and I think it looks great too. So it definitely goes both ways. This paint flakes because this is actually aluminum, not steel.
So this is plastic.
Right, but then
these two,
it basically just corrodes, and then it
I have exactly the same thing happening to mine, so I need to figure out, I just stick to the stock, Nissan red, or do something crazy. I don't know. What would you do?
What's really rare about yours is it's one owner. You had it since new, so you've seen it
degrade
over time.
It's slightly rust here and there.
Late 90s Nissan, they weren't meant to last this long, I feel like, and we're just doing our best to keep them alive. Hence the brand new suspension. Okay. Measuring down to the centimeter. You can see these HKS coilovers have seen better days. They are very, very, very worn, dirty and dusty and rusty and corroded. But you know what? I'm sure they've served their purpose for many cars, not just my car, because they were just a takeoff set at Garage Yoshida. It's going to be a big change for sure once we get the KWs on. They're washing the wheels. That is so cool. They got so embarrassed that they're like, oh, this car that we're working on needs to look somewhat clean. Now they look brand new. Brand new. So then they kept the same ride height as what I had for the HKS coilovers, which passed Shotgun, which is the Japanese roadworthy certification. It needs to be a certain height in order for you to be able to drive it on the road after you pass inspection. For me, I just didn't want to damage the car too much before I bring it back. Once I get to the US, I'm actually going to lower it because most of the driveways in the US are a lot better. Of course, there's those parking lots that are bad, so I just kind of avoid those. But they're aligning it right now. The thing is, it pretty much kept the same height, just 2 millimeters lower. But the difference is these KWs have so much more travel and droop versus the HKS ones. These are definitely more oriented for a street car. So it's gonna be really nice to be able to ride in them. Okay, so now Peyton and I are cleaning the bottom side next to the side skirt, which will allow us to get like a good stick on that 3M tape, because it is double-sided tape, but man, it's so good. It's so sticky. It stays on pretty much all of my cars, even if I'm driving in the rain. It's not a problem. But sometimes if it's over like a difficult surface, if it's over a difficult surface and there's too many bumps and too many bolts that it has to go over, then it's probably a good idea to have something else secure it. It does come with clips that allow you to do that, but of course I don't want to drill into the car, so that's why I try to avoid using these clips, but the tape is really good enough. Leave it to the Sunbeam guys to always take things to the next level. I've never done this before. Like, look at this. Look how clean this wiring is. It's the 3 units stacked on top of each other. It's funny because the rest of my cars, I literally just stuff them in any corner.
It's like, oh, there's a pocket. Go.
Yeah, I mean, because they're waterproof, sometimes they're outside, sometimes they're inside. But what they did is they actually found a grommet that brings all the wiring from the outside in, so it's even more protected.
You know how extreme this is? No one will ever see that.
Yeah.
But they're like, they have to make it perfect because they build like perfect race cars.
They
right?
build stuff like this, which Lewis noticed something interesting. So this is on air suspension, but this is a street registered race car. So then what they did is they actually moved the giant wing.
Yeah, for street use, you know. They gotta
So
set
then
it.
they put some grommets here so they could still park it outside and it won't get damaged. You get one. Snap on. So they just showed me this trick thing that they wired up. So it's all grounded here, which is really nice and neat. But they put like a master kill switch that shuts off the entire LED system. And this is just very clean because they actually put a relay on accessory. So as soon as I turn on the accessory, it actually connects the whole LED system to the battery directly. And that way it just doesn't draw, or that way it's not routing the power just from that accessory fuse. So it's just a neat way to do it. I kind of do it maybe a little incorrectly on the rest of my cars, but I mean, this is what they do, you know, they build race cars. This is just simple stuff for them. I gotta pull up my Type S app, you know. Gotta pull up my Pro Series. If you know.
This is tight.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to support us directly, go to LarryChenPrints.com. I print and sign every single one of these. This is the perfect gift, or it's the perfect piece of art for your wall.